Morning guys, almost 6 p.m. I need to check in now. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. No price for guessing how heavy my luggage is. Check out the Marble Lounge that I have access to. Coffee fix. The lounge is super quiet. Not many people around. Some people are trying to do some work. So I'm gonna whisper. And now, as we settle down into this flight journey, I'll let Voice Over Me take over to take you guys along with me on this flight. Since this is a shorter flight, the business class is fitted with the shell flat neo seat that fully reclines but doesn't offer the higher level of privacy of the suite, which has this higher wall. But nevertheless, with a 7 hours long flight, I'm pretty sure the hermit and everybody can withstand sitting next to your seat neighbor. After a quick nap, the air stewardess came along to offer some refreshment, where I opted for a green tea to freshen up and a little bag of Japanese senbei crackers. Right after that, lunch was served, and since it's a long haul flight on JAL today, I opted to have a lighter and cleaner palate Japanese cuisine for my lunch and day flight to Japan. As usual, we started off with this delightful little bite-sized appetizers that are always so delicious and so pretty to look at.
아직도 난 격이 흐릿하게 또 의미하겠나 yeah. 아니 자주 난 어제 일처럼 선명하게.
For my main course, I opted for this Japanese fish dish that was so delicious, and I also had a lot of fun eating this rice that was surprisingly not served in a bowl but in this cylindrical little pieces that was so much fun to eat, kind of reminding me of a onigiri.
I just wanna be with you right now. 너의 기억 속에 남아서.
Finally, of course, no meal is complete without a delightful dessert, and what I like about Japanese dessert is that it really isn't too sweet and it just hits the right notes for my Asian taste buds. Finally, after lunch, it is time to put on this iced steam mask and catch another nap. Very soon after, it is almost time for the end of our 7-hour flight, which is pretty short. I took the time before landing to get another cup of green tea and catch up on some work.
시간을 멈춰 떠났지만 여전히 물론 잡아주는 너 다가가도 게만 느껴져.
So about the COVID madness and clearance of transiting, so packed. Everyone is jammed there. Took like probably 40 minutes from the time that the deplane. Let's see if I can make it to the lounge. Even the lounge is so packed. Can I take a shower? The bad news is the shower is fully occupied and it's an hour and a half to get a shower room, so there's no shower today. I'm not going to shower and I have to get my streaky hair to feel fine. A little bit of a bummer, but it's okay. Let's enjoy some food. That was a short but sweet trip to the Sakura Lounge, and then now off to go to the gate because it's pretty far away and I don't want to have to rush and get all sweaty. So we're gonna run all the way, not run, we're gonna walk to the gate and don't rush it. Ready for my next long haul flight, and this time around it's to San Francisco and it's much further away, so it's going to be a long flight, and then after that we're going to go to San Francisco and take another flight again to New York. So oh my god, long day, long journey ahead, so hang in there. Alright, and here we go again to board the second flight of the day, which is the longest flight all the way to San Francisco from Tokyo. As mentioned in the earlier part of this video, the business class for the long-haul flight on JAL is fitted with the Sky Suite. It features higher wall and also a middle window divider that you can easily pull up to offer you greater privacy on a longer flight where you will pretty much be living in this small little quarter for a very long time. And now let's take a look at the amenity kit, which comes in this very cute and fancy, pretty looking cosmetic pouch that I'm so sure I'm gonna be able to reuse for my future travels. For the long haul flight too, the amenity kit is packed with all these really helpful items like a chapstick that really is super helpful on such a long flight in a very dry condition of the air cabin. My lips do get super dry, so I really appreciate that. And also this moisture mask that is a super soft face mask during COVID times and just gives you a little bit of a relief when you have to wear your mask for a prolonged period of time. That mask is just a lot more breathable. And now let's take a look at the menu, where I'm super excited to find out what are the wine selections that are offered on this flight and also the meals. And I already have booked my meal beforehand, and I will be opting for the Western cuisine for this flight. On my last flight on JAL, I had the very great fortune to fly first class, and I had their steak, which I remember was super delicious and really not too tough. So I was super impressed, and I decided that for this flight I am going to have the steak again. Now that we are up in the air, I am changing into the cardigan that was provided to me that is very soft and comfortable. And here's my departure champagne to celebrate the moment. Now it's time to test out all these buttons and that screen divider there, even though I have no neighbors for this flight. And now let us begin our fancy little sky dining, starting with the appetizer, where the main highlight was this anchovies in this special sauce that was surprisingly so good.
I just wanna be with you right now. 너의 기억 속에 남아서 I just wanna be remembered. 너의 잔상 속에 살면서 yeah. I just wanna be.
After polishing off my appetizer, the main course finally arrived, and it is my steak. Once again, I was not disappointed because this steak was perfectly done. It is medium well, I would say. So the texture isn't too tough, and I think that it is something that is pretty hard to get when you are considering in-flight dining. So this, in my opinion, is a super good piece of steak as far as in-flight dining goes. Next up, of course, we have dessert, and look at how pretty this looks. But to my great surprise, I did not like this dessert, which is very surprising because usually I am a big fan of Japanese dessert and JL's food never ever disappoint, but this one is an exception. After the heavy meal, as the cabin light turns off, I also gradually reclined into my flatbed position to enjoy the rest of my Beauty and the Beast movie. And halfway, I decided to ask for a cup noodle for a snack. After the cute little cup noodle, it is time to go to bed. After several hours later, we have crossed over into the daylight and it is daytime once again, and breakfast is served. For breakfast, I have requested for a Japanese miso beef and it was so delicious. Honestly, I was really full from all of the non-stop binging on this journey so far, so I have decided to pass on the rice and just eat the main dish, the beef itself, and a hot miso broth to just wake myself up. After breakfast, I resume my Savasana pose as I continue to relax until it is time to touch down. And now heading into the American Airline lounge. So here I am visiting the flagship American Airline lounge, which is pretty decent. It's very clean and spacious. Not quite as fancy as the Sakura lounge in Asia. I feel like in Asian countries the lounges really go all out, but in America you do get a little bit more of the basic stuff, like little bite-sized snacks and hot soup and lots of different options of beverages. And for this particular lounge, there is also a shower facility, which is something that is super helpful if you are on a long journey like me. Off to the final flight of the day. With the American Lounge, there is a shower facility, but again, down on luck on this trip in terms of shower. The shower facility is still not open yet due to COVID, so there's no shower. So just gonna bear with it and tie my hair. As you can see here, the domestic airlines do not offer too much privacy between seats, so I have to be a lot more conspicuous when I am vlogging so that I do not disturb my seatmate. Honestly, at this point I am also too exhausted to be fully vlogging, and so I only captured a few footage of my rest of my journey here.
Roses.
Guess who's home? I am home! After 2 days of flying and flying backwards back in time, and so actually arriving on the same day because I lived the same day twice today. But I technically traveled 2 days after flying from Singapore to Tokyo, Tokyo to San Francisco, and San Francisco finally to New York. I am finally back home, home sweet home. Now let's reunite with my little pom-pom here.
Yeah? 맛있어? Oh, my little pom-pom who is enjoying her treat toes. What a good life.
So nice and so good to be home. And that's it for today's vlog. Thank you for watching my 27-hour long journey. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more travel content and NYC videos. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye!